Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast. My name is Jack, and tonight we are reviewing Monday Night Raw. It was okay. That's all I can say about it. It was an okay Raw. Parts of it were just like, what's going on? What is going on? And in fact, most of it was. I'm not even gonna lie. Most of it was just like more questions than answers, if you get what I mean. And it's just a little bit annoying, as Monday nights usually are with Raw. A little bit annoying, but let's crack on into it. We had the start of the night. We had Baron Corbin in the ring doing a promo as usual at the start of the night on Raw, and he brought out Stephanie McMahon. Obviously, Raw had the clean sweep, if you will, last night on Survivor Series. And Stephanie and Baron were doing their promo, and what Baron said, look, you said if Raw won last night, you were going to, make my role a more permanent thing. And before Stephanie could get a word out, Braun Strowman came out and was like, look, you made me promises about him. Now I wanna destroy him, pretty much. And Stephanie agreed to all that. She said, yes, you can have a match at TLC with Baron Corbin, which everyone knew was coming anyway. So it's going to be Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman. And Strowman said that we also agreed about stipulation. I get to pick the stipulation. It's going to be a traditional TLC match for TLC. So good. Hopefully there's more than one TLC match, like Extreme Rules. There was only one Extreme Rules match. But hopefully there's more than one. But, TLC match, not too bad. But there was a match set up by Baron Corbin, which was going to be a handicap match to start with. It was going to be Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman. But Stephanie changed it to a 6-man tag match, featuring all the members, except for Dolph Ziggler, all the members of the Survivor Series men's squad. So Baron Corbin was in there because obviously he was captain, and Dolph Ziggler was replaced by Elias. So I don't know if that's Dolph, because Dolph Ziggler wasn't on the show at all. I don't know if he was just having a week off or something, or injured, or what. But it was the face team of Braun Strowman, Finn Bálor, and Elias, then the heel team of Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. And it was an elimination tag match, so a Survivor Series type of match. It went, there wasn't elimination straight away. Like, it just built up. It's about 15 minutes in, and then Finn Bálor was the first person to be eliminated by... Who was it? Was it Drew McIntyre? It was Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre. Finn was going to go up to for the coup de grace. Drew pushed him off. Tagged Bobby Lashley tagged him in, and then Drew Claymore kick straight to Finn's face. 1, 2, 3. Finn eliminated, out of here. And then Elias quickly followed that. I believe Baron Corbin might have pinned him. I can't remember. It's 3 hours ago now. I can't remember what happened. But yeah, Elias got eliminated. So it was 3-on-1. It was all the heels, Corbin, Drew, and Bobby versus Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman looked like he was just about to eliminate Baron Corbin before Drew McIntyre started smacking him up with a chair, and they just laid waste to him. Match ended in a no contest. I don't know why you don't just eliminate Drew. And then, but he had a chair, no contest. So the match ended in a no contest, and they were laying into Braun Strowman. They were throwing him around the ring, around the arena, absolutely decimating Braun Strowman. And then it came to... Baron Corbin took his belt off, tied it around Braun Strowman's wrist, and Bobby Lashley pulled it. So where the ring steps are, you obviously had a lower step and a higher step, and Braun Strowman's arm was there on the lower step, and Baron Corbin got the other set of stairs and smashed the arm of Braun Strowman. Apparently later on in the night they announced that he had shattered his elbow. Now, there are rumours constantly going about that Braun Strowman's knees are completely naff at the moment. They're completely gone. So I don't know how far away we are from TLC. Let me have a look. I don't know. I can't get it up. I don't know when. I think it's December time, isn't it? I think it's like middle of December. So Braun Strowman's got a month to recover, pretty much. So that should hopefully be enough times to get his knees sorted out. If he needs them like minor surgery, he can come back in a month. I would have thought, but at least it gives them a bit of time off. You know, have Baron Corbin be all like, "Yeah, I took out a monster. Yeah, look at me. Yeah." I forgot to mention as well, at the match in TLC, if it does happen, if Braun Strowman wins, he gets his match with Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at the Royal Rumble. If Baron Corbin wins, Baron Corbin is the permanent general manager. But if Baron Corbin loses, he's no longer acting general manager. So, interesting what's going to happen. Let me get my notes back up before I get that. Next up, we had the match. The tag team match of the evening. Bayley and Sasha versus Nia Jax and Tamina. Now, as soon as you heard that, I bet you thought, yeah, Nia Jax is going over it. Yes, she did. Nia Jax went over. Once again, the crowd completely shat on her. Just booed her out the building. Don't react to her. If you could just keep on booing her, they're going to be booking her strong. So, if you give her no reaction, there's no reason for her to be booked strong. If you don't want her in the company, don't react to her. Like I said, if you boo her, she's got the most heat on the roster right now. And they're just going to take advantage of that. So, if you don't like her wrestling, I personally think she's unsafe, but obviously she shouldn't lose her job over it. She just go back to the performance centre for like a week or so. Just learn, learn stuff, and but don't. If you don't want her there, don't react to her. Simple as, because the more reactions she get, the stronger she gets booked. Look at Roman Reigns. The more reactions he got, the more booking he got in his favour. Look at Apollo Crews. He gets zero reaction. We haven't seen him on Raw for a few weeks, and he was supposed to have a big push. So, just, if you don't want her there, just think a little bit. But yeah, Nia Jax pinning Bayley, I think it was. It was Bayley. Nia Jax pinning Bayley. So, the team of Nia Jax and Tamina won, which was, it was coming. It was what I expected to happen. Next up, we had Seth Rollins in the ring, talking obviously about last night's Survivor Series beating Shinsuke Nakamura, but more importantly, he was talking about Dean Ambrose, and he called Dean Ambrose once again out into the ring. But Dean came up on the Titantron and said, "Look, I'm not going to come down to the ring, Seth. I'm not like that. You're wondering, you want an answer. Why should you get an answer? The Shield, when we were together, we did some terrible things, and karma's coming back to bite us on the arse, pretty much." And then he said something which I'm not surprised they put it in, but it's really classless stuff. Dean said, "Just look at Roman. All the stuff he did in the Shield, he now has to answer to the man upstairs." And it's just like, do you really have to say that? Do you really have to script that in? Like, come on. Like, it's a bit, like I said, it's a bit classless. Anyway, Dean said, "Look, Seth, if you want to come and scrap, I'm in this backstage bit, come find me." Seth ran off backstage, couldn't find him, but he smacked up to security guards. So, yeah, it's just that little sentence there is just like, I can get it. It's an easy heat magnet, but it's just, but what do you expect from Vince McMahon nowadays? There's a lot of, we'll get onto it later with Natalya's dad. They're doing the whole storyline based on that. This storyline's been based off Roman, pretty much. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Next up, we had the other tag team match. There's one more tag team matches after this. We had Lucha House Party versus The Revival. Lucha House Rules. I don't know if they ever did this on 205. I have no idea. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they haven't. but it means that all 3 members of Lucha House Party can be in the match, so it's 3 against 2. That's a heel move. That's an absolute heel move, and then they won. Like, hello, what's going on? Hello. So Lucha House Party once again have gone over the Revival. What's a Revival have to do to be taken seriously on the main roster? I don't know. I hope to God for their sake that their contracts are either up or they're getting a big push soon, because they were the last men standing for the Raw side. They look strong at the Survivor Series, but then they lose to the Lucha House Party. I just don't understand. Don't understand. Next up, we had Ronda Rousey come out and address what happened last night and said, "Look, this isn't over between me and Charlotte. I want her very, very soon." They're teasing this WrestleMania match between Charlotte and Ronda again, and I hope it doesn't happen. I hope it's Becky and not Charlotte, but that was the original plan, Charlotte versus Ronda. So you can't blame them for going for that. And WrestleMania, it sounds harsh on Becky, but that's kind of your money match, isn't it? Charlotte versus Ronda. A Flair versus this MMA woman, like that's the money match. But everyone, including me, we all want it to be Becky versus Ronda. But if it's Charlotte, that was the original plan. But she said, "Look, I want a title match right now. I'm going to put my title on the line. Don't care who it is. Come out and get it." And she also said that apparently she's facing Nia Jax at TLC. So hopefully Nia Jax gets built up, and then Ronda Rousey beats her in like 30 seconds. That's what I'm hoping for. But we'll have to see what happens. Will she retain the belt? Mickie James came out. It was a 2-minute match. Ronda retained the belt even. So yeah, she retained the belt, and then she went up to the ramp, top of the ramp, turned around, looked at the crowd. Very mixed reactions from the crowd. It wasn't all booing like it was at Survivor Series, but there was lots of like "We Want Becky" chants, and there's a few woos and whatnot. But there was also people counteracting the "We Want Becky" chants with "No, we don't" and stuff like that. Mixed reactions, as you expect, from a crowd that, you know, are fully behind Becky and then fully behind Charlotte last night. You know, expected, I would say, expected. Nia Jax and Tamina came out, kind of confronted Ronda, didn't say anything. Nia Jax did the thing with the fist, like, okay. They walked off. It's like a bit pointless, wasn't it? But yeah, it's going to be Ronda versus Nia Jax at TLC for the Raw Women's Championship. Have to wait and see what happens, won't we? Have to wait and see what happens. Next up, we had a tag team match, AOP versus Roode and Gable, and this match came about because Roode and Gable were taking the piss. Sorry for the pun. Taking the piss out of Drake Maverick even, for pissing himself at Survivor Series. Gable and Roode won, and it was a non-title match, so I guess we have our number 1 contenders for the titles now, in Roode and Chad Gable. So I assume that match is going to be happening at TLC or in the coming weeks on Raw. So easy way to get our number 1 contenders for that. Simple as. Happy enough with that, I guess. Not much more to say. I wasn't really concentrating on the match, to be fair, because it was a whole match based off someone pissing themselves. It's just like, I can't be arsed. But yeah, Roode and Gable went over, the tag champions, so I assume, you know, they're number 1 contenders now. It makes sense. Next up, we had Ruby Riott versus Natalya. This is what I'm talking about, you know, like the whole storyline based off a dead person kind of thing. And I'm just not interested in it. Not interested in it, to say the least. Natalya won via roll-up, which is fine. Glad that Natalya won. But Ruby Riott didn't need this heat. It's just an awkward kind of storyline to watch. And it's just like, you're basing it off a pair of sunglasses, which 100% weren't Jim the Anvil Neidhart's sunglasses. And you're just basing it around a dead person. A dead person that died, like, what, a couple of months ago, 3 months ago. It's just a little bit awkward. And, you know, Natalya picked up a win. And I can't see the feud ending there because it ended on a roll up. So we'll probably get it for the next few weeks at least. And then next up, that was the main event match. Next up, we had Dean Ambrose come out because throughout the night, Seth Rollins was trying to find Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose was giving him the slip throughout the night. And Seth said, look, I'm going to go home. I've got a flight to catch. Can't be asked anymore. I'll see him at TLC. So Dean Ambrose came out to the ring thinking he was safe. And he was saying, just shitting on the crowd pretty much. Being a heel. Like getting the cheap heat. Saying how much he hates LA because that's where they were. And saying how they look like the type of people that would stab their family in the back for a free meal or something like that. Standard heel heat. Titantron turns on. Seth Rollins is running through the backstage looking for a fight. He has not gone anywhere. Here he comes, Seth Rollins down to the ring. Those two start brawling. I didn't think they were going to have them even in the same room for a good number of weeks yet. But they did. They had them scrapping in the ring. Dean tried to run away. Seth caught up with him, chucked him back. So Dean jumped over the barricade and then chucked him back over a barricade again. And Seth chucked him in the ring. And then they like doing this a lot. 2018 is the year of the low blow. Dean low blows Seth Rollins. And yeah, 2 Dirty Deeds later, Dean Ambrose is standing tall over Seth Rollins once again. 2018, the year of the low blows. Who would have thought it, eh? Who would have thought it? But that was Monday Night Raw. Like I said, frustrating, annoying, a pretty standard Monday Night Raw. What more can I say? To summarise, hopefully Braun Strowman's not going to be out for too long with his knee problem. It's a good thing that they've written him off TV for a little bit. So I'm hoping anyway. I'm hoping he doesn't turn up next week. Rest up, because we all know the schedule that they have is quite heavy. It is heavy. Just give him a rest. If his knees are battered, give him a rest. Nia Jax is still getting booed. I said stuff like that. Don't react to her if you don't want to see her. Simple as. Ronda's retained her title. We're going to see Ronda versus Nia Jax at TLC. Was there another match announced? Oh yeah, the Baron Corbin Braun Strowman match at TLC. That's going ahead, assuming that Braun Strowman's going to be back. And then Dean and Seth finally scrapped. And Dean came out on top. Obviously that match is happening at TLC, which was announced last night. A Survivor Series for the IC title. I don't know if it's under TLC rules. I'm not too sure. It might be. I'm not 100% sure. But if you did like that, please drop a like on the video. It means a hell of a lot to us. Please subscribe. That also means a hell of a lot to us as well. And I'll see you again tomorrow for SmackDown Live. Hopefully it's better. It usually is. But I thank you very much for watching.